Assalamualaikum and salam UiTM di hatiku. I am Nur Nadiah binti Huzirsdin. Here I am going to comprehend about the introduction for the demerits of multi-party system in Malaysia. Political party is a group of people that form to acquire and exert political power by the same political position to an effort to get them elected and thereby enact their agenda. Even authoritarian countries, dictators also need political parties to consolidate their power and maintain the governance. Without them, a country could not function healthily. Party system is a term in comparative political science that concerns the framework of the governance of political parties in a democratic world. The theory of party system has fundamental similarities such as regulating the legislature, providing a stable mass democratic power base and establishing internal structure for controlling finance, information and appointments. The idea of party structure emerged from the European scholars by searching in the United States by General James Bryce and Moise Ostrogowski and has been developed to include the democracy. What can I say that is political parties and party structures have historically been seen as the required method for democracy to work effectively. Hence, political parties may play a more important intermediary role in some systems than others. This is the one of the main functions of the parties that make them invaluable for the government. While the party system advocates that it may help to overcome collective and actions problems, the party system can help to reduce the risk of social choice that tend to be dysfunctional and take majority decision in legislature and democracies. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Asyura Narisha binti Mohd Isa. I will explain about three types of party systems, which are single party, two-party, and multi-party system. Basically, these party system types are based on the relative size in terms of number of parties run within a country. Firstly, the single party system, which is applied in dictatorship state. It is popular back then because the systems have been achieved the degree of state stability compared to other party system. But now, various of state transit to another party system. China and Vietnam are the example that apply single party system. The fundamental of system is creation of opposition party is not allowed in order to centralize the power within one party. Moving on to the second is two-party system. In this system, two major parties involved in the election as the one party be the main party and the other one will be the opposition party. Or in another word, they have center right and center left political parties. Throughout two-party system, government gain the stability compared to multi-party system of the one-party system. The countries that apply this party system are USA and Britain. And the last one is multi-party system. So in the multi-party system, there are various of party system which are 3 and above parties involved in election. Basically, in the system, the coalition are formed from non-identical combination of parties. The multi-party system adopted by proportional representation countries as their system of election, resulting to the larger of parties to be formed like Sweden and Norway. So that's all of the type party systems. In overall, these party system types are distinct from one another. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Amirah Hanani binti Fauzi. So I'm going to continue the presentation with my point about the concept and application of multi-party system in Malaysia. The concept and application of multi-party system in proximity theory is stated as the prediction made vaguely about party strategy, while in the direction theory, it is stated as about the highest success achieved by a party where they have a clear and strong stance in some cases or issue, as well as at the same time they avoid extremist labels. The most extremist party have high percentage of chance to get a place in the multi-party system because they are able to attract many voters in order to them are able to get winning a plenty of seats during the election. However, due to their high level of extremism, their appeal is limited, while for the centric party, which that in the direction theory, this party is predicted to be a weak party because it failed to develop an excellent rating from any voters. The political system in Malaysia is a framework of the democratic constitutional monarchy of the federal delegation, which is where the Yang di-Pertuan Agong YDPA acts as the head of state, while the Prime Minister of Malaysia is the head of the government. All executive powers are responsible for being exercised by the central government and 13 other state governments. Federal legislative power is entrusted to the federal parliament and 13 state legislators. Furthermore, the judiciary is independent of the executive and the legislature, although the executive is acting to maintaining the certain level of influence in the appointment of judge to the courts in Malaysia. The Constitution of Malaysia was categorized as the system of government which based on the system that called as Westminster system. According to the Federal Constitution, the hierarchy of authority in Malaysia was stipulated by the administration component of Malaysian government, which is it's consisting of the executive, judiciary, and legislative branch, while for the parliament, it is consisting of the Dewan Negara, which is the place for the upper house or senate, and other one is Dewan Rakyat, which is the place for the lower house or house of representative. Multi-party system is a political system which has a concept of diversity of political parties across to the political spectrum that campaign to be nominated in general election. In addition, the party that is elected and wins the highest number of votes and seats in the election will be appointed as leader to govern the country, where they also have the ability to control government office, either separately or in coalition. This multi-party system is also applied to be more likely to be common in the parliamentary system as well as in country that use the proportional representation system, which has district where there are multiple members of more than one representative, as well as elected from certain districts to the same legislative body, and this make the more eligible parties. In difficult law, there is a statement stating that the numbers of eligible political parties is 1 and the rest is added to the number of seats won in the district power, and all have a great opportunity in forming a government. In Malaysia, the concept and application of the multi-party system has had since 1955, where there are first direct election of the Federal Legislative Council of Malaya, and it was on first past the post basis. At the time, the ruling party was the Parti Perikatan, which from 1973, and it were between Malay Party affiliation also onwards. It was successors with the Barisan Nasional affiliation. Together with the previous party, the Barisan Nasional government was served for 61 years, and it was the one of the world's longest serving government until their administration power was fall to the Parti Pakatan Harapan affiliation in the 14 general election that was held on May 9, 2018. The Parti Perikatan with their affiliation party had governed Malaysia since May 10, 2018 until February 24, 2020, which were end the government because of the Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has already resigned as the 7th Prime Minister of Malaysia. Malaysia was later governed by Tan Sri Datuk Haji Muhyiddin Yassin from the Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia, which was declared by the YDPA on February 29, 2020 as the 8th Prime Minister until today. The administration of the government under Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia with their coalition. In determining the next government that will govern Malaysia, which uses a multi-party system, the general election will be organised by the Election Commission of Malaysia in every 4 to 5 years, which will held when Parliament or the State Legislative Assembly is dissolved, or it is dissolved itself after the pre-subscribed period. The party that win the greatest number of seats as a result of the vote cast by the people will be appointed as the next ruler who will rule the country. In this case, all the decision in choosing a new government leader will be the responsibility of the people themselves. So that's all from me.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Norsyahirah binti Hasan Azhari. I will present about the disadvantages of multi-party system. The first disadvantage is unstable government. Political instability is a cabinet instability. Is an element that has some relations with other aspects. Instability of cabinet is an elected coalition to retain its place in the driver's seat of the country, regardless of the policies and social credibility. Next, coalition governments that leads to these agreements. The interests of the parties involved that are different from each other, and the other is structural constraints on policy making by such multi-party system that force the unanimous decision making of the coalition government. The third one is existing political fragmentation and low political tolerance. Factors of political fragmentation are economic wealth, federalism, cultural fractionalization, and population size, which indirectly influence the number of national parties by influencing either the system of the district party or the nationalism of the party system. Low political tolerance is the struggle without a willingness to put up with any philosophy that aims to contend for the hearts and minds of people. The last one is trading votes and sacrificing of principles. Vote selling by certain political analysts who have a problem with the transactional aspect of such voting is considered to be immoral. Negotiators face educate cooperation in multi-party system negotiations to achieve mutually satisfactory compromise. In conclusion, each political party's aim is to get the chair of maximum power, often leading to government failure and lack of leadership. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Fathiah binti Sariff. I will continue to my point, the advantages of multi-party system. It is a mechanism in which no party can achieve a majority in the legislature to allow it to form a government. There are 3 or more parties running in the elections, winning seats in the legislature and forming coalition to form a government. If multiple parties are competing for power and more than 2 parties have a fair chance of coming to power either on their own or in a coalition with others, we call it a multi-party system. Firstly, the multi-party system has a beneficial impact on the degree of democracy in terms of team bid to gain the vote of electorate. Politicians in a multi-party sense do not fight for exclusive power, but none of them can do so. Instead, the politicians are finding the maximum support from the electorate to ensure their supremacy over the other groups. Next, a multi-party structure has a variety of advantages, some of which that it offers an incentive for the opposition to provide the ruling party with checks and balance. It also offers people a broader range of political parties to be part of. It provides a platform for freedom of expression and freedom of belonging to any political party. The freedom of speech offered by the multi-party system allows people to critique bad governance by allowing the ruling party to put its best efforts into government issues and agendas. Moreover, the shape of voting process within a party political system may have an effect for governance. In my view, the plurality political system includes one ruling party. Precisely, the group that obtains the majority of electoral seats exercise most power, and therefore only those who have elected with this group are fully represented, some of whom disregard the representation of their desires, which is obviously it has a detrimental impact on democracy, as their combination within a multi-party structure will lead to an improvement in democracy. That's all, thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Ainaa Shazana, binti Azman. Let me bring this presentation to a close. In conclusion, it is clear that a party system is how the political parties work to get candidates elected. Malaysia is one of the countries that using multi-party system. The question here is whether the system is suitable to be used in Malaysia or not. Firstly, we think that Malaysia is suitable to use this system because it provides opportunities and space for various parties to work together. It forms a greater elasticity and mobility when 2 or more parties are involved. This means each elected representative from various parties come together in carrying out the responsibility to solve the public problems. In consequence, this will ensure all the issues and problems in this country can be debated by various opinions of groups and also can be resolved in details without any confusion or error. Moreover, our other opinion is about why this system is not suitable in Malaysia. This system may not suitable in this country because it can cause politics to be in a state of instability. This is because all matters will run weekly, where all important matters need to be dealt with various parties, whether supporters or the opposition. This will cause confusion in handling the society problems that arise and cause all issues and matters to take a long time to be solved. As a result, the political system in Malaysia will be left behind due to the weakness in terms of resolving issues that arise. Lastly, it can be concluded here that all party systems have their own advantages and disadvantages, including this multi-party system itself toward Malaysia. However, to end this topic, we strongly believe that multi-party system is more suitable to be practiced and continue to be used in Malaysia. This is because we think that this system is stronger than other systems to be practiced in this country. Although this system also has its weakness, it will not necessarily bring down or threaten the position and condition of Malaysia because it also depends on the government in using the system well or not. Therefore, every weakness that happens while using the system can be further improved to ensure that the government system in Malaysia can run smoothly. That's all from me. Thank you.